What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron. Today we're checking out the new album, New Gods, New Masters by the death metal band Revocation. This is the 9th studio album from the band. Their first with guitarists Harry Landon and Alex Weber. Their last album, Nether Heaven, was top tier, to say the least. It leaned a little bit more into their death metal side, at least more than their past couple records, and I really enjoyed it. But it was definitely missing the thrashiness that fans were used to hearing from the band. I don't really know if the new members have had a whole lot of say in the new writing for this album, but the thrashiness is definitely back. And don't get me wrong, I love it when this band goes full death metal, and that sound is definitely still present, but man, I really just missed the riffs that can be found within their thrash stuff. And it is just so nice to hear that again. The opening track, which is the title track, demonstrates both of this very well. It's about our gods that have now faded away as technology has pretty much become our new god. The growl vocals from Davidson sound so good, and it just sits so beautifully within the mix. Bridge and guitar solo do a really good job at building the atmosphere. The drums, which have always been really insane with this band, and were definitely so on the last album, sound great. But now they have the guitar sections to go along with them, especially in the groovy outro. And it doesn't stop there, as it goes straight into Sarcophagi of the Soul, showing off their technical skills. And the verses with like a leading guitar part that sounds really menacing, where the chorus is more vocal driven. And once again, the drums steal the show here. It's Revocation songwriting at its absolute best. Then we have Dystopian Vermin, which has the same kind of frantic vibe to it with the old school technical sound. The riffs and the vocals remind me of something that would fit right off of like Machine Head's Burn My Eyes, or even early work from Burn the Priest, especially with that low bass line and the way it speeds up and drops back down. And it just goes into a really slow groove. It's very blissful sounding, which is a really weird thing to say within a death metal song. And being a huge sucker for groove metal, of course, I absolutely loved this one. Data Corpse follows the same kind of template, but it's a little bit more aggressive. The drums sound like gunfire, while the chorus is so good and catchy. Not just like the lyrics and the vocals, but the music is also something that will be stuck in your head for hours. The main riff reminds me of a fatter, less fuzzier Blood and Thunder off of Mastodon's Leviathan. Another one that I couldn't just listen to once on every single playthrough. I had to keep going back and hearing it once again, just like Dystopian Vermin. And then there's songs like Desensitized, which shows off their creativity just a little bit more. The harmonies that pop up are a lot of fun and add a lot more color and dynamics to this record. It feels faster paced, but the slower chorus definitely makes it feel like it's taking its time and gives it a little bit more of a menacing feel. The lyrics point back to the opening title track, which talks about how technology is the new gods and the new neo-religion is here with their messiah, which I'm assuming he's talking about like cell phones and stuff like that, which is actually pretty funny. The album also has some really big features on it. The first one is in Confines of Infinity, which features Travis Ryan from Cattle Decap. The pounding rhythm is as evil sounding as could be, and it is a pleasant surprise switching things up. It becomes even more jarring in the chorus, as it just basically goes into hyperdrive. Going back into the verse put a smile on my face every single time. Verse 3 is where Ryan pops up with his low gutturals, which eventually becomes a fry going into the bridge. And I gotta say, I'm not really a huge fan of Cattle Decap, but Ryan is just such a good, underrated vocalist, I feel like, and I feel like he shines more usually in features. I feel like, I don't know, like when I hear him in Cattle Decap, it just doesn't really do too much for me, but when I hear him here, it just sounds so good. The difference between the two different vocalists sound like two demons having a conversation, and it is fantastic. And then the next feature is on the instrumental, The All Seeing. It has the mesmerizing guitar playing from Gilead Hexelman, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, an Israeli jazz guitar player. It just sounds so colorful thanks to his harmonies, and I feel like he really fits the theme of this album. Normally I don't really care that much for instrumentals within death metal music, because I want the vocals. I want the vocals to be growling at me, and when you throw in an instrumental, it kind of takes me out of the moment. But I feel like it fits the theme of technology, worshiping technology, looking for the next big innovative thing in the future, because his guitar playing sounds very futuristic. So I feel like it really works within this album. And then we have my favorite song on the record, which is Cronenberg featuring Johnny Davey from Job for a Cowboy. The headbanging rhythm brings out their death metal side once again. Given the name of this album, I'm not at all surprised. It reminds me of The Fly, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. If you could think of a better body horror movie than The Fly, let me know down below and I will tell you how wrong you are. And Johnny sounds absolutely nasty in the bridge as the transformation that is taking place in this song is complete. And that brings us to the closing track, Buried Epoch, featuring Luc Lemay. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. It continues the death metal vibe, along with some really cool guitar melodies. The vocals in the bridge are so powerful, and not only does this feel like it finalizes the story, but the music as well. The story is completed, though, with technology basically taking over the world and destroying everything as we basically just let it consume our lives, and it doesn't even have to put in an effort to take over the world. It just sort of happens because that's what we're doing as we're worshiping it. It is a 7.5 minute long song, and I feel like the band really gives it their all in this one. It doesn't feel too long. It doesn't feel bloated. It doesn't feel like any section could be cut out. It feels perfect, and I really do feel like it closes off this album beautifully. This is the perfect blend of the death metal stuff that was found on their last album, Nether Heaven, and also the thrashiness of their past ways. I love the themes and sometimes kind of daring songwriting on this album. My only complaint is that I wish it was more technical, because Revocation's always been a technical death metal band, technically, and I missed that side of them, especially on their last album. I was hoping to get it more here, and I realized that part of the reason why it wasn't more technical is so that way it would make the guitar features stand out more, which is it's a good idea, but only having 2 guitar features where you really get that out of them isn't really enough for me personally on this album, where I feel like more songs could have been a little bit more intense, a little bit more complex, and I found myself wanting to go listen to past albums that would actually scratch that itch for me, especially like halfway through this. I was like, oh man, this reminds me of that one song, and I would go back and listen to that and find myself listening to this album instead of this one. So while it's not their best work, I still enjoy this quite a bit. It's got tons of riffs that will absolutely make you forget about your problems. So I got to give New Gods, New Masters by Revocation at 8.9 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of New Gods, New Masters. Let me know what you'd rate it and what your favorite song is. Also, I'm only like 11 subscribers away from 1,500 subscribers. And there's only like, I don't know, I think 11% of you that watch my videos that are subscribed. So for the other 89%, if you could consider subscribing, that way I could hit 1,500 subscribers, that'd be super cool. That's a huge number for me, and it would help my ego out a lot and this channel out a lot. It'd be supporting me. And also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. That helps out a lot with YouTube's algorithm as well. And I just thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, whatever you happen to be watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time.